Hey everybody, welcome to Cabarrus this week. I'm Jared Glass, and this week we are hanging out in my backyard because, like many of you I'm sure are doing, we are doing our best to stay home and stay safe. So we are bringing the show to you from where we are. And while the format of the show has changed slightly, we will still be producing weekly content for you guys to keep up with what's going on with obviously the COVID-19 situation, but any of the other happenings that are going on in the county that may be of interest to you. One of the big bits of news this past week was the burning of the old barn at Franklin Park. The Franklin Park barn is more than just a building. It's a place where generations made memories. When news spread of the barn burning this last week, we were amazed at the hundreds of memories shared on social media with us. We spoke with two people who have a special connection to the barn. Director of Active Living in Parks, Londa Strong, and Park Ranger Jack Rule. The two shared what made the barn such a special place in the community.
It is such an iconic landmark that back in the day we used to have ranger patches that went on our uniforms, and the patch had a picture of the barn in the silo. I said, that was a trademark of the whole park.
We used to do a lot of special events when we were a very small department, but the numbers of people that have used it have been families, with either weddings or reunions or picnics.
Been asked several times about my wedding reception out here. It was really amazing because we got to have all our friends there. We had a great time, and not many days don't go by when I come up here late in the evening and we've closed for the night and I come up here and check the barn. I sat there and think about that a lot. How me and her stood right there in the doorway right there, and she was so happy, and it was one of them days where was in the perfect place at the perfect time.
You can book any facility in our park system 1 year in advance, and the barn at Franklin Park normally stays booked every weekend, year round. The demand for that facility is the highest of anything that we have.
Just like the man and woman had their 60th wedding anniversary out here this past summer. They live in Moultrie, Georgia. Drive it every year. Come to this park, and I asked them, I said, there's some beautiful parks down there. They got all kinds of stuff down there. Woman looked me straight in the face, she said, they don't have that barn. She said, I can sit up top here, and she said, it reminds me when I was a kid back home on our farm, sitting out in front of the barn. So, I mean, memories like that, they're priceless. You can't replace them. It is tragic that you lose an iconic landmark like this in a park. It just don't affect the people that work here. It touched everybody. It was a loss of a treasured landmark.
Thank you guys. After hearing those words, it is no surprise why the Franklin barn held such a special place in the hearts and memories of so many people in this community. Now, April is National Donate Life Month, and we sat down with our commissioner, our very own Lynn Shu, who is a recipient of not only one, but 2 organ donor transplants.
I've been able to do a lot of things because of the gift that Bonnie gave me, the gift that the 17-year-old boy from Michigan gave me. How do you say thank you for somebody that gave so much? I was in the basement of our house, and I heard the phone ring upstairs, and so I run upstairs to get the telephone. When I got to the top of the steps, I felt like, wow, whoever called, I said, could you hang on while I catch my breath? And I knew at that point something was wrong, so that's when I told Patty to go ahead and get me a doctor's appointment. I hadn't even been there in his office but about 5 minutes, and that's when he told me, going the way that you're going right now, he said, you probably got a month and a half, maybe 2 months to live because you're in severe congestive heart failure. I was within 2 or 3 days of dying. They had to fly to Michigan, harvest the heart, bring it back to Duke and install it. It was just so real. How that God how he reached down and he picked me up. Because I was checking out, quick. I knew it. And there wasn't a thing I could do about it. One day, I was down at my mailbox at the bottom of the driveway there. I met my next door neighbor, Bonnie Brown, and they lived right above us. There's only 2 houses on that road. Bonnie had lived there for 11 years, and we had never really took the time to talk.
He invited me to church, me and the family, and we started going to church with him, me and the kids.
Well, she realized that I was in kidney failure and that I needed a kidney transplant. I had 9 people offer to give me a kidney, and Bonnie was the only one that matched with me. I told her, I said, Bonnie, I said, look, I said, you don't really have anything to gain but a lot to lose simply because your family needs you just like my family needs me. I said, so I want you really to think about this. And I said, if there's any way to get out of it, get out of it. I said, because it's a lot of risk. Well, she just said that she just couldn't get out of it. She had to do it.
That's a wonderful feeling, able to give life to somebody. You can't hardly describe it. It's just that amazing.
Had Bonnie not come along and gave me that kidney 7 years after the heart transplant, I would have been gone.
It is life-changing, but it's a good life-changing. It opens your eyes up to what miracles can actually be.
The thought came to my mind that I wanted to give back, for so much had been given to me. So I ran for school board in the year 2000. One of the reasons I love public service is because it gives me a purpose. It gives me a reason to get up in the morning. And I tell Bonnie all the time, whatever I accomplish in this life, you'll have a part of it because you helped give me life.
What a touching story, and it really highlights why it's important to donate and why this month is so important to raise awareness for that cause. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can get all this information if you sign up for our newsletter. It's really easy to do. All you got to do is go to cabarruscounty.us, go to the top right and type newsletter in the search bar. You can also follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Cabarrus County. And you can check out all of our programs online, streaming live in HD if you download the ScreenWeave app for Roku and Apple TV. Well, that'll do it for this week. If you were watching on Channel 22 or our Channel 22 live stream, thanks for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, please consider clicking like and subscribing so you can get notifications anytime any of our new content comes out. And until next week, we'll see you then.